You're right. Oh, I'm so tired. I don't even know why I'm doing it now. But I'll do it now. I wanted to talk about the basics. The basics. One, how the mind is imagination. Every thought you've ever had comes from an imagination thought process that you think is your own. I'm just gonna take this off. That you think is your own, but isn't. It's just the imagination playing tricks on you. Whether taking you to the highest highs or the lowest lows, you can get the highest. Your imagination can make you feel like a king one moment and the next nothing. And how society is going down. Our culture, like the Roman Empire, we going down. And it's because of the incompetence of people's day-to-day life and what they believe. Everyone, even if you call yourself an atheist, you have to believe in something. It's hardwired into the human. So if you're not going to believe in love, order, truth, presence, God is in the present moment. And if you're not caught up in your imagination and resentment towards life, you are able to be with God in the present moment and not in your imagination, away from being here now. If you're always here like an innocent child when they were free and not thinking all the time, that was because they were present before they had trauma. But every human needs to have something that they attach themselves to, because it's just who we are. We have to believe in something. So what people believe in now is their government, or their family, or they believe in drugs. That's what will help me today, or sex, whatever, music, whatever, and they'll attach themselves to that. But what's happening right now in England is we're having a massive crisis with like petrol and the COVID thing. Apparently going to another lockdown in winter, and people are blaming. It's like dog eat dog on the street, where people are blaming one another, not realizing that the resentment that they have towards life in their heart, they are projecting onto exactly what the powers that be that have run the culture into the muck we live in are wanting us to do. They want us to blame one another, not actual problem, to resolve it, because you are blinded when you can't see truth. And if you are consistently in your imagination and listening to others for the answers of your life, why is this happening, why is that, what do I'll listen to the media, government, whatever, people, you will always be in the wrong, because you're in darkness, you're in your imagination. And that's what's happening. Everyone's like, you took too much petrol the other day, didn't you, or whatever. Or like, you didn't take the jab, COVID jab, so it's your fault. Whatever, just the blame external to put that resentment that you feel inside onto something. Whether the resentment of why am I alive, any type of resentment you feel. I didn't want to be alive. It wasn't my choice. Anything. You will have to put that onto something to feel justified. To feel it to be justified. And yeah, people are going a bit crazy, and our culture's going down. It's really funny because the Roman Empire, there's millions of them, millions and millions. And don't get me wrong, our culture has become global in a way that, the majority of people that live on the planet know exactly what's happening. So our culture is becoming a bubble of the world, which makes it even more dangerous in a way for it to collapse. But it is. And yeah, here's everyone starting to blame themselves. But the fundamental thing you have to do in reality is realize that you and your imagination, whether great imagination or darkness, whether your imagination's making you feel depression or the happy, you don't have the answer. That's your ego trying to take hold. That's darkness trying to take hold of you, because your imagination isn't light, it's not order. Reality being present is order and light. Everything else is chaos. So you're in your when you don't surrender, and the initial place that you get your um, resentment towards life is from your parents, because when you were an innocent child, or even if you didn't have that experience, but most of the people, when you're an innocent child, you're free, and as soon as something traumatic happens to you, your parents are supposed to be the ones to put you back into order, to put you back into the light, and they don't these days, because parents are hurt themselves and they don't even know how to parent. So we hold bitterness towards life, but we also hold bitterness and resentment towards our parents, because they were supposed to teach us right from wrong. So you have to go to your parents and forgive them individually, not for them to forgive you, but for you to just let go of that resentment and that bitterness. Go to them, forgive them, and everything will start to make more sense again. You won't be hurt by reality as much, and you'll realize that you're always in your head looking for the answers, like, what am I going to do this, what's that, why should she say this, an imagination that doesn't actually exist of what I could have said to her, and it makes you have this bitter turmoil in your life that makes everything confused and feel chaotic and not actually be worth it. So that's why the even hypothesis of believing in God in these days is ridiculous to so many people, because they find it so difficult to surrender, let go, and just be here. Nothing more, nothing less, just be. They have to go somewhere, do something, smoke something, watch something, and it's create chaos. We're living in that chaos because of it. So yeah, modern society is there. So yeah, go forgive your parents. That will change your life, and you'll realize that you're always in your imagination. You need to come back to presence, and when you do that, things start to make much more sense. So people with like eye floaters or whatever, visual snow, it's the only way for any of us. You know, if you're gonna feel sorry for yourself for years, like I was in a bed for 5 years. I think it was about 4 to 5 years. I was in a bed, and the symptoms are getting worse, and my parents did this, and why is that part of all my friends leaving me, and just resentment, pain, and it'd get worse. You know, and these days it's all about just, for me it's just, well, for everyone it should be, but it's not. For me it's just about coming back to being present, realizing that the imagination has no answers. I'm just here. I need to be present consistently, and things will start to make sense. But I did go to forgive my parents, and that changed everything. So that's it. Thank you.